Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome back to .hack GU Rebirth. Ooh, that's a hell of a name. We are going to be reading what's in the forums here. This is just going to be its own little standalone thing. I'm probably going to do this periodically as we get more news and forum stuff to read, but I figure while we're starting, there's probably going to be a lot. There's probably going to be a heck of a lot. Oh geez, there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna check out the forums. We're gonna go through all of this stuff. There's gonna be a lot of reading. I'm hoping my voice doesn't give out, but here we go. Welcome to the community forum. Join us and relax in our forums, but please, please, please read the rules. They are important. Oh, the thing spins every time I move up or down. Interesting. So we have the World bulletin board. We have the Crimson Versus bulletin board. We have the News bulletin board. We have the Rumor board. Ooh, and then Khalu. I don't know what that is. What is the community forum? The community forums were started as a place to let everyone gather and talk about the community. Ooh, Khalu is graphics. Cool. Forums can be added or deleted, since they're all created and managed by the administrator, but no need to worry, the administrator will not delete a forum without prior warning. Who is the administrator? Hello, everyone. No face here. I am the admin for these forums. My nickname comes from Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey. Of course, not that any kids these days would know what I'm referring to. Oh god, okay, you're one of those. You're one of those people. Recent happenings. The world is my life. The world is the center of my universe. The world is, well, let's just say, other than takeouts and deliveries, it's the world for me. Little smiley face there. Okay. I recently got into bead art projects. It's so cool when sunlight hits them and they glitter like stars. What are the rules? Please refrain from posting meaningless topics. Make sure the topic is clear so that people can understand it. Bad topics, help! Or, I'm looking for information. Good topics, where is the treasure of calamity? Or, help! What is the relationship between elements and items? Please do not post multiple or repeated topics. Please don't post the same topic in different forums. Check the log before posting a new topic. Don't repeat it if somebody else did it. Use the same username for all your topics everywhere here. Be nice to your fellow forum members. No swearing, no trolling, no flaming, blah, 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 blah. There's no need to introduce yourself. So don't post a here's an introduction to me thing on the board. Anyone who has posted even once will be judged to have read these rules. I didn't know or I didn't read it will not be accepted as excuses. Take responsibility for anything and everything that you post in the forums. Things that are prohibited will cause deletion. Don't turn it into a chat room. Don't use it or abuse it for personal reasons. Don't threaten people, etc., etc., etc. Nothing off topic. No advertising. Use the official The World forum for party or guild invites. Don't discuss hacking. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is an important one. No discussion of hacking of any method will be tolerated. This includes, but is not limited to, topics on hacking tools, hacking methods, or loophole exploits. Any talks involving transfer of currency into real life will also not be allowed. Please do not speak about data draining either, probably. I'm assuming that one's left off, but that's probably a rule somewhere. Do not impersonate other users when posting under their username. Okay. My topic was deleted. What's going on? Yep, if it violates things, it'll be deleted. The administrator reserves the right to ban people. Anyone who tries to use their age or lack of internet experience as an excuse will be IP banned immediately. Come back after you grow up. Kinda harsh, but whatever. Let's start at the world. Okay, there's not too much here. That's not bad. Although these are just the threads. As you can see, a bit slicker than what was in the first four .hack games, if you saw or are familiar with the first four .hack games, but it's still essentially the same thing, you know, computer, bulletin board, emails, news, all that stuff, which is pretty cool. Alright, so Judica is talking about the existence of the PK system. Oh, that's a lot. Can we... Oh, we can look at it all in one page. That's awesome. I'm going to talk a bit about PKs, or player killers. The PK system was around since the days of Fragment, and until it was abolished in the middle days of the world R1, it was a system that made the world really unique. And just as a quick little aside, in the .hack Sign anime, which takes place before Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine, PKing happened a lot. In fact, there's a character, Sora, who was a famous PKer. He was like a legendary PKer. He was the one who was trapped inside Skaith's wand, who we freed in the games, and all of that stuff. And then I believe Subaru and the Crimson Knights were like there to protect players. They were attempting to be like anti-PKers, not an aggressive like bounty hunting PKK or like Hiseo is in this game. So PKing existed for a while, it was abolished, and then that's, you know, where we go through the 4 games that we played earlier, where there was no player killing. And then the players held protests at each of the root towns, and fan sites demanded that PKing be brought back into the game. So now, in the world R2, they brought it back. It has its pros and cons, but the players generally welcomed it back when it first started. But lately, there have been a growing number of people who are calling for it to be abolished again. In the outside world, too, people are talking a lot about whether it's morally correct to have a game where people can kill each other. So considering all of these things, I have a question. Does the world really need PKs? Please give me your detailed answers. Thank you. Caution, the purpose of this thread is not to criticize PKing. Please don't flame or troll. So, Tenjin saying, I agree as a system. I think the world definitely needs PKs, although I personally hate PKing. In networked games with no PKing, you have no choice but to just accept getting cheated or getting swindled by other players. But in the world, there's the PK system. If you use your brain, then you can use the PK system to protect yourself. It's just a form of self-defense. It's pretty necessary. That's basically my opinion. Beatrice disagrees. I am against the current PK system. I won't say that the system itself is bad. However, I can't agree with a system that blames the victims and says that if you don't want to get PK'd, you should do the PKing first. For example, they could make some servers where PKing is allowed and others where it's forbidden. Or make it so that you can turn PKing on or off. If it's off, you can't PK someone, but they can't kill you either. I wish CC Corp would think of a way to separate the people that want it and the people that don't want it. Renji says it's only a game. I personally think it's fine either way. Even if you do get PK'd, it's really not that big of a deal, as it's all just in the game. So what, you lose some experience and the time that you spent to get that experience? At worst, you might lose some items too? That's all. So do you really have to talk about who got PK'd and who did the PKing? Naturally, if your dear character is PK'd, it's going to upset you, but it's just a game, right? I'm not saying that you should enjoy getting PK'd, but maybe just take it a little more lightly. It's not an issue of whether it's necessary or not, is it? That's a part of the game. Real winners are just the ones that have the most fun. Mitan has 2 cents to chip in here. I'm all for the PK system. I started playing the world because it had a PK system, which is something that I wanted to experience, although my fear of retaliation prevents me from actually PKing anybody myself. For someone who wants to play a game with PK systems, such as myself, it is an absolute necessity. But, to be honest, I don't really care if the world has it or not. I'll just go to whatever game has the best PKing, even though I don't participate. I don't understand. I don't understand this character. Lastly, I want to add a personal comment to all you people who say that you hate PKing but still play the world, which is a game whose main selling point is the PK system. I just want to say, go play another game. Seriously, I'm begging you. Ptolemaea disagrees. I want to talk about the world R2. It is a mistake to have the PK system apply to the entire game. They say that the arena was created to calm down the whole PK controversy, but I think it's done the opposite. I think they should have made it so the PK system applied only in the arena and left the rest of the game free from player killing. People that don't want to get involved in PK can stay away from the arena. The people that do want to PK can go to the arena. That way both types of people would be happy. It's the same thing for the trouble between the guilds. Instead of killing each other in arenas whenever there's a dispute, or instead of killing each other in areas wherever there's a dispute, it would be way better if they could just solve it fairly in the arena. That's the way it should have been handled. I think the current PK system was born from the exact fact that the world is borderless. It is not too late to fix things, So I think they should consider reworking the entire system. So I guess I have to say I'm against it. At least the way that it is now. Interesting. Yeah, this is a pretty contentious issue. Lots of people have opinions on whether or not player killing should be allowed, should not be allowed, good thing, bad thing. Should Haseo be allowed to go murder other player killers? Doesn't that just make him another type of player killer? In fact, I'm surprised people aren't just talking about me and how great I am. Haseo's basically just a super badass. Okay, where can I get an Olm shell? Zephyr is asking. I'm looking for an Olm shell. I just started, so I don't have much money, and I'm hoping to get one from some monsters and treasure chests. Probably to sell it, I would assume. I don't know. Where can I find one? Someone please tell me. Apple Star has the answer. Must be tough just getting started. Let me think. Go to the area below and break the barrels. I think you'll find some. Delta Buzzing Wrath's Puddle. So if you don't have any money, be brave. I'm sure you'll do just fine. Good luck. So there we go. We have learned that we can go to that area to find Olm shells. We also have added buzzing as a first word option, wraths as a middle word option, and puddle as a third word option for assembling new areas. So that's cool. Okay. Epitaph of Twilight. Oh gosh, that's a lot of stuff. That's a whole lot of stuff. Alright, Midnight Special is the one who started all of this, so yeah, let's jump in and see. I heard a weird thing from a friend of mine. Is it really true that the world was created based on the epic poem The Epitaph of Twilight? Also, if this is true, what is that on the official page? Does anyone know anything about this? Judeka says, I believe it's true, although CC Corp won't officially admit it. And, well, if that's true, then what's on the official page? Well, that's the Epitaph of Twilight, right? That's what that would be on, like, the main splash image for the game. Midnight Special says, in reply, I heard that the Epitaph of Twilight was a fantasy-style story about the search for a dragon. But the main background story for the world is just a bunch of guys fighting each other? That doesn't seem right. Masaki is here to enlighten everyone. The previous version, the world R1, was most definitely based around the poem The Epitaph of Twilight. It is said that the words written on the altar in the Hulgrand's Cathedral are proof of that. With regards to the World R2, the two event planners structured the game from scratch while incorporating the atmosphere of the World R1 as much as possible. Beatrice is like, yo, source. Source, please. Tenjin says, CC Corp's Ezine. Ooh. So this is how I think it actually is. Fragment was based on the Epitaph of Twilight. The Fragment is the core idea of the game and basically the Morgana system that Harold Horwick first coded. And the World R1 includes Fragment and expands upon it to make it more so. So those are both based on the Epitaph. The World R2, though, is apparently based on CC Corp's original scenario, although it's partly kind of thematically a little bit tied into the World R1, maybe. Beatrice says, huh? That Ezine has insider info from the designers? Oh, I figured it would just be mindless advertising. Damn, I underestimated them. Did you need to be a gold member of the official fan club if you wanted to receive that? Exactly, but you need to have $30 in cash in your cyber wallet, so think carefully before you register. Killer Whale. Wasn't there a guild that was collecting the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Keys? I wonder if that guild's still active. I never hear anything about them anymore. Apple Star. Is it messed up? This is starting to look more and more like a bad rumor board. That guild was the Twilight Brigade. Now that you mention it, I haven't heard a thing about them lately either. And they used to be so active too. I wonder what happened. Maybe they broke up? Noada says the guild itself is no longer around. It seems they just fell apart when their leader disappeared. But I heard the leader recently returned to the world. I guess the former members of that guild are starting to get active again, too. Omega Rice says, I mistakenly used a rare serrated edged nickel coin that I bought at an auction to buy a rice ball. Good evening. This is Omega Rice. Not to be confused with butt rice, because that could very well just be a butt. I'm not above it. Not above pointing that out. There you go. So, this is butt rice going forward. But I heard their leader recently returned to the world. Wow, really? I wonder if the rumor board is going to get busy again. If it gets to be what it used to be like, I'll be posting there too. Bring on the Twilight Brigade. Kagari, jumping in there. Sorry for the noob question, but what exactly is the Epitaph of Twilight or the Twilight Key business? What's going on? Ace, leave it to me. Well, please forgive my presumptuousness, but let me try to explain. The Epitaph of Twilight. This is an epic poem that was posted on the internet for free. People say that the world of the World R1 is based on it, but CC Corp denies that. The person who wrote the poem is dead now. That would be Emma. And you can no longer see the website where it was originally posted. The poem itself has been scattered across the internet as well. The Twilight Key. This is a legendary item that is said to grant the wishes of whoever is lucky enough to find it. Lots of players have been looking for these ever since the days of Fragment. Despite the fact that an extremely large number of people are looking for it, there are no reports of anyone ever having seen the Twilight Key. Lately, most people have started to think that it might just be another urban legend, since the information is so vague. I hope the above explanation has been useful. Now, if you excuse me, I must get going. So the Twilight Brigade is a guild that is dedicated to finding something that doesn't exist? That sounds kind of romantic. Now, I do have to point out, Haseo was talking about how everything fell apart when Ovan left and the Twilight Brigade collapsed. So I think it's safe to say that, and that's when Shino got put into a coma. We don't know a lot about the story yet, but we have those kind of three things. Haseo and Ovan and Shino were together hanging out, doing something, presumably in a guild, presumably the Brigade, the Twilight Brigade, and Triad showed up, Kite PK'd Shino, she's in a coma and won't wake up, and the guild collapsed, and nobody has seen Ovan since until he just recently showed up in the opening cutscenes and stuff for us. So, interesting. I like that. Nogmung, Mrs. R1. Loving new things is part of human nature, but so is loving old things. I want to go into the area again with my character that I just put my spirit into making. I want to play with my dear companion. The images of a drenched CC Corp headquarters on the news, toasted servers standing there with disrepair, the diligent petitions were not answered as CC Corp announced the resignation of the R1 restoration. However, listen to this. Even so, the old warm-hearted me still wants to go back. Note, I am actually still warm-hearted. I hope the CC Corp guys, especially the execs, hear my cries, and I hope they bring back our dear old world. Bass, or Base, says that I also want them to bring back R1. It's not that I hate R2, it's just that I have more memories with R1. Damn it, who started that fire anyway? And was it actually Morgana? Renji, so, was R1 really that great? Isn't everyone exaggerating a bit? Graphically, R2 is way, way better. The game system is better too. I still think R2 wins, hands down. I hope R2 really takes off. Tenjin, I admit that's true, but how do I put it? That doesn't matter. It's just not the same as R1. We want our old R1 back. Tolemea says, I started playing from R2, so I don't understand why everyone makes such a big deal about R1. So here's my question. If R1 was brought back or remade or whatever, what would you all do? Fukujin Suki says, I would play them both. The reason is that I don't want to lose the characters I built up in R2, but I also do miss and want to play R1. Applestar says, that's a tough question. I guess I'd like to play both, but I don't have much money, and I'm not clever enough to play both at the same time, so I'd probably just keep playing R2. Killer Whale, same thing. Just like Applestar, I can't see myself playing both. But if our old character data is restored, I might quit R2 and just go play R1 instead. The March of Progress. Crimson Versus! The game that doesn't really exist right now. We'll read about ceasing service, and we'll probably come back and deal with this more when service is restored. No point in looking up like how to play and stuff when we can't even access the game right now. Alright, Antonora says, it's been a long time since they went out of service. Do version upgrades and server expansions usually take this much time? I don't know much about computers, so I really just don't know. Can someone tell me the answer? Mitan says, well, I'm not exactly an expert, but it sure feels like they're taking too long. According to rumors, the stoppage was caused by a virus. They say that whole story about an upgrade was just a lie. Killer Whale says, so, it's not reliable information, right? Don't you think you should stop spreading rumors, especially when you're not on the rumor board? I mean, it's apparently true. Remember how there were a bunch of graphical bugs that happened just before the service was suspended? Those black dots that were popping up. I heard that it was caused by a virus. Remember the black dots popping up in the virus thing. We're going to be talking a bit more about that in the future. You're just going to have to trust me on that one. It's been confirmed by an analyst on the rumor board, so I think it's rather reliable. Masaki says, I too think that it's reliable information. I asked a programmer friend of mine to take a look, and he found a virus right away. That doesn't work like that. Faye, this sounds suspicious. Is that true? Yeah, okay. Glad to know that there are other like-minded people in the world. Tenjin! I totally agree. It is unthinkable that a version or server upgrade could take this long. Maybe a couple years ago, but not now. I heard the rumor about the virus too. I personally think that the rumor is believable, even though, like Killer Whale said, it's not certain. But in CC Corp's case, it seems likely. Antonora, so is it safe to say that we're all on the same page and this has taken too long? Yeah, we'll just come back and deal with Crimson Versus in the future. Oh gosh. People talking about the news. Fun internet game from Faye. I've been playing Riot Gun, but I got sick of it recently. Is there a network game that you would recommend? I don't care if it's an MO or an MMO. The world doesn't have to be like Riot. It's even okay if it's not an FPS. Fantasy, sci-fi, I don't care. Just give me a game, please. I need another game. I'm an online game junkie. I need another hit. Just one more. Just give me a game. Any game. Any game will do. I don't care. Sorry. Antonora. Okay, well, let me invite you the right way. Hey, have you checked out Forbidden yet? The world is close to Riot Gun, so I think you'll get used to it quickly. I think they're running a campaign for beginners right now. How about that? Banjo. Not Kazooie, just Banjo. My personal recommendations are The Negotiator, or As You Like. The Negotiator is like a store management type of MMO. You can do all sorts of different things, like go to a dungeon and collect things to sell, or you can buy things from other players. And you can buy out, and eventually sell for a profit, other players' stores. The art has a now rare 2D dot matrix retro feel to it. As You Like is a miniature garden type MMO, or not MMO, just regular MO game. Multiplayer online, but not massive, I guess? I don't know. Players start out on an uninhabited island and try to build civilization from scratch. Some islands can evolve into a complete jungle. Some may become like a scene from a sci-fi novel. This one is in 3D, but it has a tender touch with cute characters. It's very different from Riot Gun, but they're both pretty interesting. Faye says, oh, thanks. They both sound like simulation games. By the way, I'm one that got frustrated playing Outlaws of the Marsh online. But do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think an idiot like me can have fun with these games? Forbidden? I've never heard of it. What's it like? Antonora says, well, they just started beta testing. It's a sci-fi treasure island. You buy your own star cruiser and travel from planet to planet in search of treasure. It's pretty fun, attacking and defending yourself from space pirates. You know, other players. Kaina says, so you didn't like Outlaws of the Marsh Online, huh? If you could have made steady progress, it might have been fun for you. But if you're not good with that type of game, maybe an action or a command type of game would be good. Double March might be a good choice. It is a military action game, but it's not an FPS. Whoa, that sounds pretty cool, but it worries me that it's still in beta testing. Sounds like a lot of bugs regarding the Treasure Island. Double March. I played that one before I started Riot Gun. I was really obsessed with it for a while, but then I got sick of it and started Riot. I think I'm going to stay away from military games for a while. Thanks for the suggestion, though. There's so much to read here. Fikujin Suki says, apply now. Have you heard the news about the new International Space Station? It looks like a group is actively taking names for the space station. So, to make a suggestion, you have to be some sort of student. Do any of you students out there have any suggestions you want to make? Faye says, if we participate, everyone will know our age, but I guess that's okay. I'll go first. All for one is what I want to call it. Okay, well, count me in too, says Fikujinsuki. I did start the topic after all. How about unison? It means the sound of the same note. Like everyone should try to work together, you know? How about village? Like we're all just a great big village, says Mayako 1 out of 2. It's an interesting name. Miyabi says, my idea is yarn. Yarn like a string. I thought it would be great if the whole world could be as though... The whole world could be as one through this one string. Oh, like one string tying the whole world together. Oh, that hurt my brain. Creepy, to be honest. I saw that our friend Butt Rice is back. Faye asking about whether it's creepy to be honest. I always thought that there were a lot of scary people around these days, but what I saw on the news today convinced me even more. I guess you call those kids with sunglasses online junking. That seems like profiling. Kids with sunglasses, clearly online junkies. Unless sunglasses is slang for the head-mounted displays. Doesn't that just scare the life out of you? Whenever I see that, I think of an old movie. I just can't remember the name of it. Bass, or Bass, says, definitely, I feel bad saying it because it's how I earn my living, but it is scary. Applestar, again. Applestar's on all these forums. They all look as if they're all in the midst of being brainwashed or something, lying back with those awful sunglasses in the dark little room. In a way, it's too perfect. Midnight Special. Oh, you earn a living? Do you work for CC Corp? Bass says, nope, just some electronics store. I'm a retailer. Alright, Butt Rice is racking his brain to think of that old movie. Is that the one where you see aliens whenever you put on the sunglasses? The one where secret agents with the same face attack the main character? They all look as if they're in the midst of being brainwashed or something. Excuse me, but I'm one of those people. But I don't do the things you see in the news. I'm not slick enough to be surfing the internet or playing a game while walking at the same time. I would trip and or drop my phone and... oh, just bad news. Faye says, I've never been to an internet cafe before, but that's how it is in those places. That's awesome. Now I want to go see it for myself. The one with the agents all have the same face. Yeah, I think that's the one. All I remember is that the people in town all start wearing sunglasses, so I don't know, it might be different. Butt Rice says, oh, then it must be the one with the Secret Service guys. Oh, okay. oh, yeah, that one. Okay, yeah. Good way to just end a conversation. The age limit, is it fair? Bartels, I think everyone knows that the age restrictions for games offline have become more strict, but I think the way they've handled things lately has been wrong. Naturally, I think there should be a policy against mindless portrayals of violence, but I don't think they should go crazy about it either. It reminds me of things like drama queens, everyone know what I mean? Anonymous chiming in, saying, oh no, here comes another heated discussion. Kyoragi, I think you've answered this thread yourself. I think there should be something, but I don't want them to go overboard. The end. Okay. Applestar, there you are again. I agree with that statement. However, the enforcement policy has just recently been changed, so I think we should give it a little more time. Drama queen, what? Did I miss something? Ace. Here we go. Ace jumping in with another explanation for everybody. Please forgive my presumptuousness, but I will try to answer. Drama Queen is an incident that occurred in 2015 with regards to textbooks. Cinderella was used in a second-grade Japanese language textbook, but many parents felt that the material was inappropriate. There were two basic reasons. One, the possibility of promoting bullying, a scene where Cinderella was abused by her stepmother and her sisters. Discrimination. The word Cinderella itself is already discriminatory. Is that true? I need to go look that up. That is a thing that I am unaware of. Look at that. Learning. Maybe. The textbook's publisher bowed to the pressure, recalled all the textbooks, and removed the material. This is referred to as the Drama Queen incident. Oh, thanks, Ace. It certainly sounds like they made a big deal out of nothing, but this is a different kind of problem. I don't think you can lump that in with the game reaction issue. Tadpole, overall, I'm in favor of restrictions. I don't think it's a good idea for mentally immature children to see footage of explicit content. Yeah, okay, yeah. I agree with the sentiment that you are trying to get across there. As a matter of fact, our household is basically media-free, and we only allow our children to see books and movies that my wife and I have chosen. I can't say that it's the best thing to do, but at a time like now, when information is so overwhelming, regulation is the only way to protect our children. Base, or is it bass? I understand what Tadpole is saying, but I think that has its own dangers. They say that kids that grow up in overly pure environments will snap when it comes time for them to enter society on their own. I mean, naturally, it's not true for everyone, but, my associate is just like that. He grew up in a house just like the one that Tadpole is describing. But he throws away money like crazy. His bank account is always empty by the day after payday. When he goes shopping, he just fills the basket with games, books, and DVDs like a madman. It's kind of scary to watch. Whatever it is, it's best to do in moderation, I think. Goran, I thought of this while reading the thread. Kids these days don't get hit by their teachers or kicked out of their houses by parents. They just get praised over and over for nothing. No good kids these days and their participation trophies. I forgot to write whether I'm for or against the restrictions. I agree with the restrictions themselves. If there's a reason for the restrictions, then, that's good enough for me. I don't need to know what the reason is. Apple Star, is it normal or common sense to implant microchips into our children these days? I don't quite get the idea, as in my generation, this was something that happened only in science fiction movies. If a GPS can constantly monitor a child, that child will not be able to simply go to places that he or she wants to. Children properly going home, since they're monitored by their parents. Is this how our culture's supposed to be? Nobody's sneaking out after they get grounded or trying to stay up past curfew? Things like that, lying about, I'm going studying at a friend's place, don't worry, I'll be back for dinner, and then, they're not doing those things at all. They're back after dinner? They went and got fast food? I don't know. Speaking for myself, I feel like it's awkward. How do the rest of you feel? Baby Ken's mom. That's the name of this person. That's a hell of a name. I love some of the names in this game. Nice to meet you, Apple Star. I am a mother of a single child. Is the single child called Baby Ken? My son entered elementary school 2 years ago. At the time of enrollment, the school had handed out manuals and other necessary documents, as well as promotional material for microchips and security calls. From what I hear, at least 60% of the children have microchips implanted in them. Of course, it would be ideal if a parent could accompany their child to and from school, but very few families can do that these days. I have my hands full taking care of my father, so I can't go pick up my son. Naturally, my husband is at work too. I understand your concern, Apple Star, but since your children's safety is the most important thing, don't you think you should reconsider? Goran, what is a security call? I've never heard of that. Kagari, let me think. Where was that? I think there was a campaign like that in Nagano. The safety call thing, that is. I believe that the prefecture provided special cell phones. Each were preset so they could call the parent's cell phone or police with a single touch while also being able to receive voice instructions on how to get to the nearest participating children's safety station. Whatever Kagari mentioned is correct. Yeah, just whatever he said, that's right, yeah. I'm happy to have a system like it. In an emergency, it will make all the difference. In our household, we also have the kids carry pepper spray. I'm imagining, like, a 6-year-old with pepper spray. That seems like the worst idea of all time. That seems awful. Baby Ken's mom, I heard that the Nagano government is officially addressing the problem of children's safety, but I didn't know it was to that extent. Well, there are a lot of horror stories about the decay of public safety, but is it really so bad that parents have to monitor them while they go to or come back from school? Isn't that going a little too far? Apple Star, once something has happened, it's too late. You have to take whatever precautions you can to make sure it doesn't happen. Okay, well, Baby Ken's mom probably has a point there. Interesting, philosophical debates going on in here. Just in general, not this specific topic, although this is a good example, but PKing and stuff too. Or the internet junkies. Miyabi is back. I don't know what you're all talking about. I'm sorry, but there's something I want to say. So here goes. I don't know what's going on, but I have an opinion about it. Alright, sure. We'll humor you. A few days ago, I went with my mother to get an MC put in me, one of the microchips. I told my mom I didn't want to, but she wouldn't listen. She said it was for my own good, but I just don't understand what was for my own good. On my way home from school, I stopped by a friend's house, but I got an angry phone call from my mom. I was just trying to get back the DVD that I lent them. And then on the way home from cram school, I stopped at a convenience store to talk with my friends, and again, my mom called and yelled at me. There's no way I can handle this for much longer. These MC things stink. All right, whiny child. Thank you. Masaki says, it takes courage to respond the way that you did. Even if the child doesn't want it, the parents may still want to do it because they worry. I could see both sides, so I have mixed emotions. But don't you think it's a little weird that people mildly accept having these microchips implanted in their children, but then people get all worked up about the citizen numbering system? I don't think anyone wants to be bound by data. I don't mean to call you out, but Baby Ken's mom, how would you have felt about having a microchip implanted in you when you were a child? We all wish there was less crime, but we can't hope for much under the current circumstances. But even so, instead of relying on the most convenient solution, I think that we need to find an answer that is good for both adults and children. Mitan, hey, wanna buy an M2D? These are the really expensive new headgears. The new model, it's been announced. Is everyone going to buy it? I've got a simple question. When did CC Corp get into the home electronics business? Tenjin, I am suspicious of this open pricing thing. I bet it'll be expensive. Bass is quoting the news store. Maybe his name is Base. The retail price will be a bit high at around $420, but it'll be worth it. That's what I heard anyway. I admit that it will be worth buying, but if you don't have the money, you don't have it. Goran, if you want money, go to work and earn it. By the way, I always put away $5 into savings each week. Yeah, that's kind of admirable. A tiny amount, but it adds up. Yeah, when did they get into home electronics? I wonder too. But usually, there's a jinx against companies that suddenly jump into new ventures. I don't want them to go bankrupt because that would mean that I wouldn't be able to play the world. So I hope that CC Corporation earns a bundle. Just a whole bunch of money. Mitan, $420. I hope that includes tax. Man, a little more than $400. That's too much. Ptolemaea says, it's just a state of mind. Concentrate. If you feel like it's expensive, it is expensive. But if you feel like it's cheap, right? Relax your mind. Nope, still expensive. Doesn't matter how you look at it. That's expensive. Oh, good grief, we're still going. Rumors board. This is the fun one. We'll start at the bottom. Please read about the rumor board. Good evening. I am Nanase Mitabe. Recently, there appears to be an increasing number of you who are failing to uphold the local rules for this rumor board. I thought that it may be because so many of you are coming here for the first time, so I decided to make this thread to clearly list our rumor board rules. Unlike the other boards, there are several rules that are constantly in effect here. Before you post, please make sure to read them in the following responses. Thank you. There are 4 types of threads in the rumor board. When making a new thread, please make sure it falls into one of these 4 categories. There are people out there who use this board as a serious reference, so please do be thorough. The 4 types are sightings or encounters. Please use this type when describing something that you have seen or experienced for yourself. If it's something that you've heard, please differentiate the type of thread between something you've heard online or offline. Online rumors, self-explanatory. Offline rumors, sure, same thing. General, use this for things that don't fall into the online, offline, or encounter categories. No taunting. Based on the nature of this board, there will always be discussions about things that would not normally be considered as common sense. However, no matter how improbable you may think someone's post is, do not mock them or their views. Be nice. Rule number 3. Good evening, as your greeting. No matter what time of day it may be, always greet your fellow posters with good evening. There's no particular reason for this last one, but it has been a long-standing tradition, so please uphold it. Point of caution, the things written in these threads are rules pertaining only to the rumor board, So just no need to spread these to other boards or other sites. So there you go. We've got a couple of things here. Looking for Tan. Says Princess Sakuya. We're getting a different group of people, which is exciting. Although Nuada we've encountered before. Nanase Mitabi, Encephalon, Bacon, and Princess Sakuya. Okay. Just as my topic says, I have been going to guild shops and whispering to the store managers, but I cannot get a hold of him. Him? Oh. I really need to talk to Tan. I have taken the liberty of posting here with the hope that you fine folks will know a way of contacting him. If this post goes against the rules, I apologize. Sorry, does anyone know anything? Just we're looking for Tan. 00 Parts says Tan disbanded. Did they have something you wanted? I may be able to help you out. Gabura asked the question that's on all of our minds. What the hell is Tan? 00 Parts says, or he could be Ooh Parts. We're going to call him 00 Parts for now, though. Tan is a guild that was active until just recently. They're no longer active. Their main activities revolved around trading items and information. It was said there was nothing they couldn't acquire, and they had a wide variety of goods in the world. However, they found out that the guild was cheating. So they split up, and the main members were deprived of their IDs. You could call them legends in some sort of way. Princess Sakuya says, okay, if you can help me out, I would like to get some information. The other day, a friend of mine was PK'd. I will never forgive them for it. I want to catch them so I can give them a good spanking. This is what I know about the PKers. They worked as a pair. One is a blade brandier, and the other is an edge punisher. And the edge punisher kind of speaks a little strange. Boy, that sounds very familiar. That sounds suspiciously familiar. That sounds like a couple of PKers that we ran into at the very, very start. Interesting. Well, if it was just items, I could have helped you out. If you're looking for actual information, try whispering to Nuada or Encephalon. Okay, I'll ask them. Thank you for the help. Bacon in the Forest of Pain. How's that for, like, a name of a book or something? I'm not even sure. Hello, and good evening. Do any of you know about the conditions to activate the world quest, The Forest of Pain? I have completed all of the quests except for this one, The Forest of Pain. Are there any conditions I don't know about in order to activate it? Nanase says that it can't be played right now. That entire area is currently sealed off. Even if you have the words needed, you can't get in there. Alistair, you're pretty brave for wanting to challenge the Forest of Pain. The proud, upright posture of one dedicated to conquering the demon world that is said to be unbeatable. Oh, it's so cool, I can't stand it. Oshino 8Cs says, the Forest of Pain, eh? I think it'd be best if you just avoided anything to do with it. Bacon, oh, it can't be played right now. That's a bummer. But you want me to avoid it? What is that? What do you mean? What is that? Oshino 8Cs. Players that participate in the Forest of Pain quest are known to disappear. There was a time when this rumor was fairly well known. When it started, many laughed and thought it was just another urban legend. But upon doing some research, I found that player data for some of the people who participated was lost. Further research revealed that the actual players, where their character data was lost, they were in a coma. It was kind of a big deal. In the end, nothing concrete was revealed about the link between the Forest of Pain and the comatose players. But if I were you, I would just stay away. Bacon, what? Are you kidding me? Oshino 8Cs. Who knows? It's up to you whether or not to believe it. But, as they often say, where there's smoke, there's fire. For now, I'll just say that personally, I don't think this is just another rumor. Bacon says, okay, I think I'll just hold off on that one, even, if it does open up again. Just, that's cool. Interesting. So there's a quest linked to comas. I suspect that might be more important for us later. We'll have to remember that one, the Forest of Pain. Alright, Encephalon talking about the urban legend. A friend of mine told me that... I'm sure you've heard that before. Rumors that feel real, even though they seem to have no factual basis. Rumors that seem to come true, even as they're spread. Rumors that seem illogically impossible, yet become increasingly easy to believe the more you think about them. half the rumors on this board are just rumors of that sort, urban legends. I would like to talk a little bit about these legends. If you have time, please lend your ears to this dull analyst. If you have way too much time, please write a response. I'm sure that he would be thrilled. Encephalon, some of you may still not be sure what I mean by urban legends after reading that last post. How about if I mentioned that, like the woman with the crooked mouth, the axe man under the bed, the cat in the microwave oven, or the baby in the locker? Chances are you've heard at least one of these. Most urban legends are scary like these, designed to make us feel fear and unease on a basic, primitive level. Compared to regular ghost stories, urban legends have an ambiguous part that says this happened to someone, somewhere. A guy that I know. Friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. However, as rumors, these are inherently interesting and they have undeniable impact. You start wanting to believe that these things can actually happen. Then you start wanting to tell them to others. They are rumors that should be no big deal. Yet they're kind of scary and interesting at the same time. This is the true identity of the urban legend. Here now is one of those legends. Please decide for yourself whether or not to spread it amongst yourselves. Have you ever wanted to know what the future holds? I have a good method for predicting it, and I will now share this with you. This is a story I heard from a friend of a friend, but... Bow 3 times to the northeast. Then 3 times to the southwest. Then call your own cell phone. Upon doing so, you will not hear the normal error message, but instead you will hear a woman who will say, "Who would you like to leave a message for?" When you hear this woman's voice, you must say this: "Future, oh future, please come here. When you come, please reply." Once you've said this, turn the power off on your cell phone, wrap it in a red handkerchief and put it in your left pocket. Upon doing so, you will get a call from the future within the next 24 hours. You'll be asked what kind of future you would like to know, so you must respond within 10 seconds. Then, the future will tell you what you wish to know. However, if you do not answer within 10 seconds, you will be taken by the future and forced to become its companion. Nanasi says, "Woo! Thanks for the explanation." Getting really bored. That's the name of this post. Woo, thanks for the explanation. I've been hearing talk about the future a lot lately. It's all just following up with Satoru, though. Foth says, "Thank you for the summary." Oh, I remember that Satoru thing. It was all the rage back in grade school. Don't you think this future thing is just an abbreviated version of the Satoru method? I wonder if it's too much trouble for kids today to have the phone ringing over and over again. No idea what they're talking about. It's fine. Killer Whale, good work, Encephalon. I wonder if it's too much trouble for kids today to have the phone ringing over and over again. I wonder. I personally think that that's the most interesting part of the process. Encephalon, oh, thank you for the responses. He is thrilled as well. Really, thank you. Foth says, "Alright, I'll bite. Who's this he that you keep talking about? It's starting to bug me. Is it just me, or do I smell more fascinating things to come? Lol." And there's no response. We'll have to come back later and check up on that. I love the rumors board. This is one of my favorite boards. Especially as people talk about, like, the world and the epitaph of Twilight and all that stuff. That stuff's fun. The Mystery of the World from Nuada. I tried collecting up the latest rumors. If you are interested, here they are. There's 3. The Little Girl in the Hall, the Tuning Fork, and Triage. So, if you go to the Hulgrans Cathedral at 12 a.m. exactly, you will hear a girl crying. Those who hear this girl will fall into a coma after a week. But, apparently, if you talk to 5 people within a week, tell them about your experience, you'll be spared from the coma. Also, these rumors say that a girl wearing something like a white nightgown will sometimes appear before your eyes. That's a little spooky because that sounds like aura? Interesting. Very interesting. The Tuning Fork. If you hear a sound like a tuning fork in an area, you will fall into a coma. Of course, if this were true, I doubt anyone who heard the sound would be around to start the rumors, so lol. I do want to point out the tuning fork is just like the one note, just the like bong. We've heard it a couple of times already in this game. Haseo has heard it. We did hear it most recently in the Hulgrans Cathedral, actually, when Triad showed up. when Kite showed up to murder me with his horrible data drain powers. Also, in the first 4 games, people would hear the noise, and then their screen would go blank, or it would get all glitchy and weird, or they would be evicted. And that was tied to, I think, the 8 phases of the wave. That would be like whenever Morgana was exerting more pressure and sending another phase of the wave for us to fight it or something. We might have even heard the tone every time we encountered it. I forget. Every time we encountered a phase. There were also rumors tied to hearing the notes and then people falling into a coma after that. So this has been around for a very long time. This is an interesting rumor. I like this one. And then 3, Triage. People who come across a triple-clawed twin blade in the game will fall into a coma in real life. These people also gain a triangular-shaped wound while they're in the coma. We're just full of coma rumors lately. And Nanase says, I've heard stories along those lines, and that's pretty scary. Yeah, that's kind of freaky. It's okay. I am the ultimate player killer. I will player kill him. Alright, Khalu! It is a special forum created for uploading and showing off your drawings to other members. Khalu is the name of a new Babylonian or new Assyrian mythology. Something like that. I don't know the details. Does anyone actually know? Oh, and congrats! The word on the street is that one of our frequent posters, Shuju, is going pro. Congratulations! I'm adding your name to our list. But if you have any problems with that, please let me know. So the professional Khalu members. Basilico, who's now designing for Crimson Versus. Smoto, who's now working in the animation industry. And Shuju, who we know they're going pro, but we don't know the details. Alright. Welcome to the graphic bulletin board. Let's enjoy the day drawing while relaxing. This is where we're going to get some new backgrounds for our computer. I would love to actually get some new music, too. We've been listening to the same music. I've been listening to the same music for like 2 hours now. I've been doing so much freaking reading. But that's okay. We'll get new music soon enough. So here we go. There's the art. We can now download it. We can like stick it on our background if we want. Creepy looking guy, whatever. Hello, my name Masaru from Kyoto. I am student. Oh, he's not talking like the Hulk. Right now I study English, so I log into US server. I enjoy make many American friends. This feels vaguely racist. I don't feel comfortable reading this. I'm grateful for your bulletin board. Thank you for having me. Very nice guy. Walnuts cracked open. Rodriguez. Oh, you're just being an asshole. That's what's going on. Thanks, Machi. Julius. Eep, I'm scared. Oh, no, but it's actually really cool. Wait, no, definitely scary. Maria with a refreshing breeze. Hello, everyone. Call me Maria. I like the scenery of grassy fields, so I tried my hand at drawing one. It's very embarrassing because I know I'm not as good as everyone else here, but oh well. If there's someone here that likes it, I have other scenery that I like. So I would like to try posting those as well. What are some areas that you all like? Aw. Machi says, hey there, Maria. I really like the peaceful feeling from the grassy field. I like those fields too. I like clear days, but I'm starting to like it when it rains too. Recently, I was running around a field, and at one point I got so excited that I couldn't keep myself from shouting, woohoo, out loud. Then my mom came in and said I was being a bit creepy. I mean, I see how someone looking at me from the outside must think that we're pretty strange, but still. Miyako, 1 out of 2. Miyako 1/2, maybe? Let's go with Miyako 1/2. I don't know if you're one of the 2 Miyakos or if you're half a Miyako. I like the nighttime myself. You can see the magic sparkling in the air. I also love the moon. Kazubolo says, the last hope of the world. Kazubolo at your service. Hello, Kazubolo here. My real life self lives in a place with a hot climate year-round, so I find myself drawn to snowscapes. I love the snowy areas from R1. They had the best music. Oh, I know they did. Their music was so good. Of course, the Kazubolo troop would probably freeze to death since we're always walking around barefoot. Okay, well, you know, whatever. Sodium Chloride says, nice to meet you, Maria. I love the ocean area in the grasslands. I always like to go run along the beach, kicking up sand as I go. Oh, we get another new picture from that. That's awesome. Miyako 1/2 says, "Oh, you always use such cute colors in your pictures, sodium chloride." Or NaCl. "Everyone here is so good at drawing. It's amazing." And Midnight Special's like, "Wait, the Kazubolo troop? Barefoot?" But that's all we get there. Alright, SR talking about a beautiful friendship. Oh, he's got a little creature. We'll be learning about the chims. The little chim-chims as we go. It seems there have been a lot of PK and other suspicious guilds popping up these days that are making it harder to enjoy the game. Come on, can't we all just get along? Love and peace, brother. PKing is for losers. I bet all the chim-chims agree with me. Oh, a little chim-chim. Look at a little chim-chim on his arm. Oh, you're kicking the chim-chims. You're kicking the chim-chims too, aren't you? Lol, says Miyako 1/2. Beast Hunter K says, "You don't fool me. That chim-chim on your shoulder isn't carrying a chim sphere. In other words, you kicked that chim-chim and you took his sphere." And SR is like, "Ah, crap, I've been found out." we will be kicking so many chim-chims. Eventually. Once we actually get into the freaking game. Get them all as a reading. Blue Eye Samurai says, "PKing is all part of the parameters, right? It's up to the individual to decide whether or not it's for losers." Oh, here we go. More PKing arguing. If you don't like the PKing as it's found in the world, then just go play something else. Kazuki says, "But I was PK'd together with a friend when we were playing on our own the other day. It was a strange group of 3 people, and they were laughing as if they were really happy. I was so frustrated, I felt like crying. Is that what you call the parameters of the game? I don't want to put up with that, or shut up with anything ridiculous like that." Blue Eye Samurai says, "Those that play with friends and those that play solo, those that enjoy collecting money more than raising their level, those that enjoy PKKing, and all those that enjoy PKing. There may be differences in the style of play, but as long as they're part of the parameters, it is up to all the individual players to choose which style they would pursue. No one can deny your choice to play with friends, or the PKer's choice to PK." I mean, they could literally deny that. They could literally just remove PKing from the game and make it a non-issue. I don't want to be told to put up or shut up with something ridiculous like that. No one's going to tell you to do that. There are plenty of games with no PKing at all, but the world is a game where PKing exists. SR, that's all well and good, but why is there a heart mark on your chim-chim? That's really all I wanted you guys to hear. Or that's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted you guys to ask me. Oh, just somebody ask about the heart mark on the chim-chim, please. Blue Eye Samurai says, "Denying other play styles cannot be contained with lighthearted jokes, but for the heart mark, it is lovely. Lol." Mayaka says, "Oh, I love the heart mark." And Johnson, "Oh, same here. I wish I had a chim-chim to ride on my shoulder." All right, Mayako. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. That character looks kind of familiar. A little bit. So, Mayako 1/2. The other day, my character, she's called 1/2, by the way. Oh, Mayako is the person who's posting, but 1/2 in parentheses is the name of her character. Ah, her character was PK'd. But after that happened, someone in black and red came to help save? Question mark? Me? Save me? Question mark? I mean, you weren't saved, because Haseo was kind of a jerk. But, he was incredibly strong, and he took out the PKs like it was nothing, but he didn't bring me back to life. So, I had no idea if he really showed up there just to save me or not. Has anyone seen him? Here's a picture of what he looks like. Sorry, I don't really remember it super clearly. Sodium chloride? Nope. Never seen anyone like him, but I would love to meet him. Do you remember the words for the area that you met him in? I don't suppose I could meet him if I went on a stakeout there, huh? But I just realized there are tons of people dressed in black and red in the world. It's kind of a common set of colors to pair together, fashion, etc., etc. Blue-Eyed Samurai, what is this, a joke? Are you sure you weren't dreaming? Make sure you get some decent sleep now and then. Beast Hunter K, I saw him too. A guy in black and red. He looked like this. Oh no, Haseo's an alien. Haseo's not really an alien. I don't know, maybe he is. So Mayako says, "Oh, sodium chloride, you've never met him? That's just too bad. I'm afraid I don't remember the words. I just kind of put them in randomly. Ugh. Lol." And yeah, you're right. There really are a ton of people dressed like that, so, sorry, not super helpful. Blue Eye Samurai, maybe it was a joke. Lol. Lately, I've been unable to distinguish between the world and reality. Smiley face. Beast Hunter K, wait, you saw him? Really? Wait a second, that doesn't seem right. Lol, I wouldn't have any blood left after meeting him. Wait, vampire? No, not vampire. Although a vampire would also be kind of cool. Oh man, vampire Haseo. I love that. Oh gosh, here we go. Machi. That's the same reason why I also went off searching for an interesting person the other day. And then I happened to come across him, a guy in black and red. I was turning a corner in Makanu when I suddenly saw a shadow looming, and I ran directly into its owner. When I looked up, all I could see was his incredibly thick chest. He said, "Sorry," but I couldn't see his face because of his damn chest. And here I thought I was going to fall in love. I thought a light Indian breeze was going to blow from underneath his arm. Truly a bittersweet experience. Anyways, that's why I'm off to search for the interesting person again. Or some interesting person, I guess. Look at that exotic guy. We've gotten so much art. Ah, silly Machi. Lol. You really are a great artist, but you don't seem to know the fine line between genius and idiocy. Unfortunately, you frequently come down on the idiotic side. Little smiley face with a tongue sticking out. Hey, bass! Or bass. Ooh, hoo, hoo, I like it. Very street art-like. Nice. They say there's no one better at drawing than someone who can capture a gag well. But seriously, you're really good. I think I've become a genuine fan. I can't wait to see your next work. Good luck. Very easy. This is ROTFL. Please hold. Whew, my sides hurt from laughing too much. Are you sure it was really supposed to be red and black and not red and yellow? Lol. What, with the giant Buddha and the lotus and the red goggles? Well, I had no idea what was going. But I bet this guy goes along with monks on their begging trips. Nogmung, you have achieved perfect harmony along the fine line between unification and division of Indian and Oriental styles. It was so good I actually lost track of myself for a moment. Truly incredible. Looking forward to your next work. Machi, okay. Thanks to your great responses, you're all getting some special treatment in the next one. Lol. Incidentally, the words idiot and weirdo are the world's greatest compliments. LOL. LOL. Midnight Special, hey, you're back. Mayako, hey, are you sure this isn't Hiseo, the terror of death? I can't tell for sure because of how deformed he looks in the picture. Still, I think that's probably the terror of death. Did he ask you anything like, do you know about Tri-Edge? Or anything like that? Okay. So Midnight Special knows a little bit about me. He has a bit of an idea about Hiseo, the terror of death. He knows something. He's heard of me. My reputation precedes me. Hey, Chim Soccer! Look at that! Kicking around the Chim Chims. I thought I'd like to try playing soccer with some Chim Chims. Young Soldier 2. Oh, the poster is SR. Oh, SR again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, SR, the person who had the heartful Chim Chim on his shoulder and is now kicking the crap out of it. Young Soldier 2 says, count me in. I wonder if we can get 11 players. Of course, I can't help but feeling sorry for the little Chim Chims. Nogmung. That's kind of mean. But I think I'd like to try too. Burry. I want to play. But apologize to the poor Chim Chims. Sekishina says, just keep believing and this will eventually come true someday. Or rather, it's just a matter of time until CC Corp includes it as one of their updates. Liquid says, I'd like to kick them too, but I think I'll pass on doing headers with them. That seems kind of gross. Blue Eye Samurai, I'd like to be kicked myself. I don't understand you, Blue Eye Samurai. You're very confusing. The letter P says, I'd like to try kicking them too. You're looking at their faces, you start to get this urge, and it starts to grow and build, and then finally you let go and kick them, and bam, you feel great again. So yeah, count me in for Chim Soccer. Oh, whoops, and we missed the last one. Join! From Machi. Ooh, I like that one. That's a really good one. That's so cool looking. It's like a watercolor style, kinda. How are you? I am Machi. I am an extreme noob who only just logged in for the first time the other day, but I'm already completely taken with the world. Recently, I tried making a party for the first time, and it was so much fun I found myself drawing without even realizing it. The above are the nice people who joined my party. Rawham's sister is on the right, and the other one is Beach Boy. We fought a giant turtle. For some reason, they were desperate to help. They also helped me to get good items and build up my experience, to which I'm very grateful. I've heard lots of stories about PKers, so I was secretly worried, but I'm very glad that they turned out to be such great people. I love the world. Blue Eye Samurai, what lovely sentiments, and you all draw so good. Nogmong, what a great illustration, but something about Beach Boy bothers me, and I'm not sure what. He's just kind of scary. Eep. Julius says, nice to make your acquaintance. I am known as Julius. Oh, what a beautiful illustration. I hope you will let me accompany you for a future endeavor. I also hope that you will draw me in another one of your wonderful illustrations afterwards. Miyako, hello, I'm Miyako, 1/2. Lol. You're an amazing artist. Wow. Lol. You've got, what's the word? Talent? Whatever it is, I'm jealous. Little smiley face. Kazubolo. Oh, the guy who runs around barefoot. Lives in a hot climate and loves the snow worlds. Oh, just so I'm clear, this isn't a post for singles get-together or anything. Lol. Allow me to start by introducing myself. I am the last hope of the world, the one known as Kazubolo, the red-eyed swordsman. I like that there are role players, like actual RPers in the forums, like what you would actually find in a real game online. I think it's so cool. I am currently level 9 and undergoing daily training. My playtime motto is fun, bright, and balanced, not necessarily in that order. Everyone, I hope you will welcome me into your ranks. Okay, that's the red-eyed swordsman, Kazubolo. Burry says your level's awfully low for being the last hope. Kazubolo responds, ouch, I see you don't hold back. Well, since I am the world's last hope, right now, I'm not even a first hope. Which is why I'm currently looking for comrades who will help me save the world someday. Lol. Young Soldier 2 says, Afro! Afro! Bass, or maybe bass. Admin, doesn't this fall under public solicitation? Is this allowed? LOL. Nogmung. That's true, this board is supposed to be for people to post their drawings and receive feedback. It's not really the appropriate place for party solicitations, but he did put up a picture, so I'm going to call it a gray zone and just leave it up to the admins. Besides, who am I to decide the rules? Whatever. No face at admin. Party solicitations fall under the following prohibited behaviors. Please be more careful in the future. Please refrain from posts that contain advertising or any personal diary content. However, since you did post an illustration, the self-introduction part is not a problem at all. Blue-eyed samurai, don't be so formal. Just join up with me. Machi. Oh man, another one. Look at that. This is so cool. I love the colors. Alright, the other day I immediately made up a party with Julius and went off adventuring. We thought we could use another in the party, so we invited a passerby, Jin, to join us. Here to commemorate that is a picture of the Rainy Field Trio. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Julius. Good work the other day. Ooh, I like this one. Heart. I am indebted to you for drawing me so well. To think that pouring rain adventure would lead to a beautiful place like this. Oh, that looks just like Jin. He was some character, wasn't he? He was a bit concerned about his hair, though. I hope the three of us can go dungeon traipsing again. Thank you for such a great time. And that is that. We're going to ignore Crimson Verses again, like I said. So that's... Holy crap, that's a lot of news. Holy crap, that's a lot of bulletin board stuff. And holy crap, we got some accessories. This is going to be awesome. Oh, they're all just kind of split out there. That's cool. So, I'm curious, if we look at like the party, the last one that we just looked at, if I tweak the colors... Oh, standardize means set it so that it's all one color. Versus... Ooh. I like that. I like that we can change the colors and tinting on these. I think this is awesome. Okay, we'll just leave it the way it is. If anybody has a particular background they would like me to have, I am open to taking suggestions and swapping them in and out every now and then. I like the first adventure. That was a pretty good one, too. But I think the Rainy Field Adventure is my favorite right now of the 12 that we have. And we actually get to see the background this time. Oh, it's such an improvement over the first 4 games. But with that, before my voice gives out, gonna call it quits. Actually, you know what? I am going to pop into the Crimson Versus forums. We'll just come back and read these later. Oh gosh. I just want them to not show up as new. There we go. There we go. There we go. And now we're done. Thank you all for joining me, everyone, and may the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.